Aloha, this is Skye, the Soulful Progressive with FNN-Feminist News Network, the feminist news that's right for you. Thanks for watching, thanks for joining. So, I have a local Hawaii State Senate Bill 1402 for Rare Disease Advisory Board that I got reinstated this year, that Josh Green's co-signed and written for me last year along with Roz Baker. So we got it going again up under Roz Baker, who is the head of the Health Committee, but she refuses to give it a hearing date. So we're going to go and check out her committee person, Keith Williams, and office manager, Mary Kate, to see what's going on. We're down here, it's windy, it's a little drizzly, but we got to make sure rare disease is out there for everyone in Hawaii. All right, she says ikomo mai, so we'll see if she's got any aloha. Standing in front of the senator's door, I was able to go inside and we spoke with Lori and Mary Kate. At first they were congenial and nice, but then after they got Heath and they were trying to, gatekeeper on that, and I was able to get a quick 30-second talk to Heath, and he said that's not going to happen. And then when I asked for explanations, I couldn't get them. So now we're at a situation where I totally feel, unappreciated, placated, and underappreciated. Because this bill for the last 3 years, since 2017, when I first entered it into the Democratic agenda as Democratic President of District 26, Precinct 1, it has been a bill co-written with Roz Baker and Josh Green the last 3 years. So now that he's Lieutenant Governor, it seems like the ball has been dropped on that, which leaves me kind of devastated to think that the concern for the rare disease community, those with Hansen's, those with a Zika virus, those that deal with rat lungworm, which is all a prevalent rare disease in Hawaii, are not going to get the attention they well deserve. This is our legislature, this is our health leader, and this is what we're dealing with when it comes to rare disease. So I was able to go in there, speak to her briefly, ask her what can I do to maybe get it into the next session. I was just, again, placated, misplaced, underappreciated, and put off. I'll call you, I'll get a hold of you. And then, because I was insisting on a date and a time or some type of answer that would satisfy the situation, I was unable to get it. And it seemed to make them upset and almost come after me in an aggressive way because I did a simple thing that a mother does. I went, and somehow that triggered the woman. And it triggered her in the wrong way. And instead of seeing me as an auntie, I was seen as maybe someone that upset her. So we're going to try to see what we can do and take this further. And maybe by next session, somebody can take this a little bit more seriously. Yes, that was Roz Baker that just walked by without saying anything. Rare disease? Wow. Okay. You saw it for yourself. Come on, Bubba. Let's go. Aloha, and welcome back to the Rainbow Room. All right. So you saw what happened today in regards to Senator Rosalynn Baker virtually annoying, being annoyed by me, dodging me, as you well saw in the video, where she poked out and poked in and then ran by without even saying anything. She wouldn't even give me, I'm sorry, we'll talk. No, I didn't get that. And like I said, I felt placated, somewhat humiliated, and unappreciated for all the work that I've been doing for rare disease within the last few years. And this is my third go around for this bill. And the thing about it, and this is what I asked them, is that Josh Green and you co-sponsored this bill. The first year it was Brickwood Galataria. And I don't understand why you haven't taken it and ran with it. So I knew that yesterday was the last day. I was hoping that maybe Josh Green, if I would take it and run, but he's the lieutenant governor now. He can't take it and grab it and run with it. Brickwood isn't around. He usually took a bill and grabbed it and ran with it. But I don't have no allies. And so I started thinking, because she was like, what bill was it? And I had only seen her less than a month earlier. I know that she has a lot of constituents and a lot of people that she sees. But to totally forget my bill, especially when she stood next to me at several American cancer events at the state capitol, you know, which I'm quite sure made her look good to have American Cancer Society and Rare Disease Hawaii standing on both sides of her. And so I was hurt by the treatment at the office, them being very, very annoyed by me wanting to film anything. Hello, I thought this was a public office, a public place. You don't want to make it public that you dropped my bill for rare disease? What's up with that? You know? So it got me thinking, what is Roz Baker really about? So I looked into her biography. Now I understand a lot more. My southern, my voice, my type of voice, she doesn't want to hear. She moved long away from that and was probably hoping never to hear it again. Why? Because she graduated from Southwest Texas and then went to school where? In Louisiana. Back in 68. In 69, she was being a lobbyist even back then. So I wonder what her stance was on Vietnam at the time. But apparently she is a owner of Wayfair. No longer. Did she sell it? How much she get for it? I don't know. But apparently that money is what boosted her in her campaigns to win later in life, because she was a businesswoman that had a proven track record. You know, so I took a look at her donors, and I took a look into her background so I can see where she failed me and why. Is it a dog whistle, or is she just barking real soft? Let's take a look and then discuss after we read her biography and check out her donor contributions. Okay, so here's her biography. She earned a BA in secondary teaching certificate in political science speech in Southwest Texas State University in 68. Ooh, wow. I wonder how liberal she was back in 68. Was she for or against the Vietnam War? I would like to know. and pursued graduate studies in political science at the University of Southwestern in Louisiana. Super dog whistling university right there. But somehow she found a way to get to Hawaii because Baker's professional experience includes working as a graduate instructor for the University of Southwestern for just a year as a lobbyist for like almost 11 years. She was a National Education Association lobbyist, which is a good kind of lobbyist, and she owned Wayfair. You know what that is, and I don't know if she still owned, well, she owned it till 87. I don't know if she sold it or not. And Rosalind's, I don't know if she sold it or not, or if all that money is gone. But she was a legislative aide back in 87 with Karen Herrera, and a business consultant for a year with an economic development coordinator for the county of Maui for 3 years. Now, that's really awesome. But, okay, so it's well known that this is public information about her salary and her per diems and stuff like that. I took out the per diems in my Senate Bill 1402, which makes it good, but I see she collects a per diem. So on Ballotpedia, they list all her legislative session assignments. She's mainly been in consumer protection, health, economics, tourism, and military affairs. That's her main go-tos. It looks like ever since back in 2010, I guess she did 1 year of higher education and then left it alone. Yeah, there's no more higher education up there. So, her campaign themes were on vacation rentals and building the new high school, which she's ready to do now. Okay, so she sponsored a lot of good bills in regards to Hawaiian homelands, urging that they get, hold on, let me go back, and urging that they do something about alternative housing right away. And then she wants to know what is going to be the future populations of the Hawaiians eligible to lease Hawaiian homelands. That's a curious thing. It's good to know, but how she's going to use that information? That's what I want to know. Is it going to benefit those good fellows, husband and wife that gave her $7,500? I don't know. Let's see, because I'm quite sure they are the ones that are building that school. You don't have to tell me that. I can tell by the amount they donated. I'm quite sure it's out there, though. Yeah, so she's got some really good bills relating to creative media, home care agencies, having require care agencies to be licensed with the Department of Health. You know, they weren't before. And electronic prescriptions, accountability relating to education, funds for provisions related to that. Oh, wow, there was a hearing on that last year, and I saw where a guy gave her $1,000. I hope that goes through. Related to medical use of marijuana. So you don't, so an employer doesn't, fire you because you do medical use. These are really good bills relating to bail, pharmacy benefit managers, so they can create a comprehensive maximum allowable cost list that brings complaints within the preview of the department. Yeah, because a lot of them are playing with those prescriptions out there. Workers' compensation, corrections, school sponsorship, name rights, water circulation, Iolani Palace, hiking trails, appropriations for the establishment of biofuels. Oh, that's great. And bail hearings. The only thing that's missing is her co-signing the bill that for a rare disease advisory board. So I'm thinking, she's writing good bills. Who benefits most off of this not going through is what I'm wondering. Because she had gotten a lot of donations this previous year. Let's go down here real quick. The last one was $339. I believe this past year she got like $143,000. But let's take a look at her primary race. She only won by 106 votes. Wow. Nobody called for a recall on that? Special election? Therese didn't want to fight that? Or did somebody tell him not to fight that? Now, on votesmart.org, we really find out where she's getting her money. Now, I'm going to leave a couple of these small-time individuals alone. And, but she got 143,000, almost 144. And dig this. She sold Wayfair. She's done this and that. Her annual salary is $63,000, but she's only claiming $1,000 in personal funds. What's up with that, Rosalind? She's only claiming $1,000 in personal funds. What is up with that, Rosalind? So, she's a old-time lobbyist. This is why she's been in office since 2012 or 10, because she gets paid. She's obviously a top payer, and she even gets out-of-state money. You see that, $34,000 in out-of-state money? Where or is that out of the country money? But see, this is where I'm not one of those little people. I don't donate $400 or $500 to offset the $3,000 given to her by Pfizer. And she got this in her last campaign, even though written article in the 2014 Judicial Corruption online news, Hawaii Senator Roz Baker caught in bribery scandal with Pfizer Monsanto lobbyists. Mandatory evacuation opponents charge Hawaii Senator and Capital Consultant lobbyists with bribery and campaign financing fraud. Wow. Yeah, but Pfizer gave her money in the 2018 running. Okay, so it says, it appears that Senator Baker's campaign filings also violated, at minimum, the lawmaker failed to exercise due diligence in assuring contribution amounts were added correctly and the source of disclosures were not missing, or like Morris and Radcliffe, not complaint. The purpose of these important laws is to stop lawmakers from concealing their aggregate contributions, expenditures, and financiers with common interests that might sway elections, statutes, and the administration of government. Otherwise, voters could be easily duped, and citizen groups prejudiced by inability to compete financially with lobbyists. With the inability to compete financially with lobbyists to gain political influence. Well, heck, she's been a lobbyist most of the time. This type of stuff is ingrained in her. Now you see why my bill stalled. So all of those with Hansen disease, rat lungworm, a Zika virus, even though there's grants and programs out there specifically designed for them through the infectious disease, you want them to have all the fun. You don't want rare disease to work with them, to advise them, to help them, and maybe bring more acknowledgement and more clients and more patients to them. Maybe they don't want to handle more patients. Maybe they don't want to work with rare disease. Oh, that's right. She gets to be immersed into the culture. She gets to be told, oh, it's so good that you're here and that you're helping the INA, because she's doing really good bills. But even though I've been here a long time, I'm sorry I don't have Wayfair money. I'm sorry that I didn't donate to your campaign. And I'm sorry that the primary election didn't get a recall from that 106 votes that were 11 behind. And maybe somebody had told that boy, don't do it this time. So, I'm going to have to leave Rosalind alone. It is clear that she is not down for Rare Disease Hawaii, or down for a Rare Disease Advisory Board, which I took the per diem out of so it could pass. No budget, no brainer. And if she doesn't want to do a no budget, no brainer of a bill where Josh Green already said he would get the industries involved that needs to be advisory, maybe she doesn't want me to be the one with that advisory board. Maybe she's waiting for somebody else to come out with that advisory board, because I see that she was trying to do another type of board for somebody else. And, oh, that's right. That person donated to her. I did. And apparently that's how it goes in Hawaii politics. And if you agree, leave comments below. And make sure you check out all the receipts that on the YT if you want to read them yourself. And they weren't hard to find. Quick like that. Now, if I would have researched this before I tried to get her to help sponsor my bill, and I knew all of this, I would have got somebody else. I'm going to tell you flat out the truth. I'm going to take responsibility and blame for getting a corrupt politician that is doing good, because she's got so many bills, she's throwing them out there. She's just hoping something to stick so the people can be happy. And they're good bills. You need to help those people. But when they rebuild those homes on the homelands, who paid to say, get us to build it? When they help the schools, who paid her to help them, help the children? That's all I'm saying. I gotta leave alone. I gotta leave alone. I gotta go with a progressive This shows you what happens when you deal with centrist Democrats. This shows you, if you're not in her favor, there's no way she's going to help you. I can't say it no other way than that. And I wish well for all the bills that she has written this year. And I hope they pass, and I hope they help those in need. Because I never got that indeed. So, in this era of hate, you gotta participate, or you'll have a Roz Baker taking your place. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Peace.